The fight for next week, Cole and Gargano. Who will face Naito at the Royal Rumble? LIJ, those sons of bitches! Pull one over on Goto and Ishii. Zack Gibson backstage assaulting Tyler Bate. Wait a minute, Andrews, oh my goodness! Have the bridges just been burned within the British Empire? Wait a minute! Are you Buddy Murphy? Is here for one reason and one reason alone, and that is Rey Mysterio. But Buddy Murphy, he's lost control. Hello everyone and welcome to ECW, live from the Bartow Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. It is going to be a huge night of action once again for ECW, with a huge main event to come our way. The main event here tonight, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano one-on-one. The winner will face Tetsuya Naito for the ECW Championship at the Royal Rumble. One of the biggest number one contender matches we have ever seen between two men who deserve the ECW title. But before we get into the in-ring action here tonight, you may remember last week the Revival, and Scott Dawson in particular, tweeting that he wanted to talk business with Kurt Angle regarding an opportunity for tag teams at the Revival's ECW tag team titles. Well, those meetings did take place during the week, and to tell us more about it right now, folks, we take you to Assistant General Manager Kurt Angle. Certainly a very interesting plan coming up here on ECW for you starting next week. 2 triple threat matches will take place, with the 2 winning teams in both triple threat matches meeting in a tag team match in 3 weeks' time to determine who will face the Revival for the ECW tag team titles at the Royal Rumble. Right now though, folks, it's just a tag team match. This one is maybe a little bit of a preview for what could be to come next week, or some of the people who will be getting involved in that triple threat match next week. We'll find out more about that, but as for right now, heading towards the ring, it is Heavy Machinery, and they will be going up in tag team action here tonight against Boston Strong Style. Interesting combination certainly to come our way here tonight between these two teams, Tucker and Otis, to take on the duo of One Lorcan and Dominik Dijakovic. And making his way out first is the man who said the Boston Strong Style will be arriving to ECW back at Anarchy Rules, and so far his desires have been met with success. And there could be even greater success just around the corner for One Lorcan and Dominik Dijakovic. Just think, one of those goes into that triple threat match, picks up the win, they go into the tag team match where they are currently undefeated in tag team action, and they could pick up an easy win and head to the Royal Rumble. Boston Strong Style versus the Revival. What a hard-hitting matchup that would be for the tag team titles. But right now, as One Lorcan raises the finger up in the air in Alabama, and the crowd reacts to him, there is one man, of course, who the crowd will certainly have a reaction to as well, and that will be his tag team partner. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Feast your eyes. Because there is Dominik Dijakovic, a wrecking ball of a man, if ever there was one. He will steamroll through anyone and anything to achieve victory. Last time we saw Dijakovic in the ring, it was against Xavier Woods a few weeks ago on ECW, in which it was a steamroll victory for Dijakovic. And a repeat of that here tonight would certainly help them out, heading towards that triple threat tournament that's going to come our way, and you could definitely assume the Boston Strong Style are going to be in it, win or lose here tonight. I say win or lose, but in all fairness, my money is pretty solidly set on this duo. Dijakovic and Lorcan are a damn good team, and while I may well have respect for Tucker and Otis, and they may well be a hard-hitting team, can either of them be a match for Dijakovic is the real question. I suppose we will find out in this one. It's not all about Dijakovic, of course. It is a tag team matchup, and Tucker will be starting this match against the other half of Boston Strong Style in One Lorcan, and Lorcan getting run down there. Warm welcome to you all wherever you are tuning in here for tonight's edition of ECW. Plenty to come our way here tonight. That main event, of course, definitely going to be a big one. On top of that, we've got the newest member of the new foundation to be revealed here on ECW later on this evening. The Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, will be in action up next as well. Plenty to look forward to here tonight on ECW, but that main event is absolutely going to be one that you can't afford to miss. Tucker feeling quite confident right now. Lorcan comes in from behind, wrapped the arm around the neck of Big Tuck there and took him down. Never turn your back on One Lorcan, because he will make the most of an opportunity. Went to throw his head at Tucker, who met him with a big time uppercut, but couldn't capitalize. One Lorcan coming up with the counter now. Tries for a go behind, but the strength of Tucker there, throwing Lorcan into the turnbuckle and then connecting with a snake eyes. Now Tucker just wearing down Lorcan with the added strength advantage that he has. Lorcan though, right hands to get him out of that one. Oh, and Lorcan has a plan in the corner, and here's the game changer. Dijakovic is legal. Atomic drop and a big boot comes in after it. Otis wanting in this matchup, but here we go, folks. Dijakovic hitting the ring immediately with a massive forearm. Senton splash comes in as well. Off the ropes, DDT. Springboard DDT from Dijakovic. There's the cover and a kick out of two. Dijakovic just watching, waiting as Tucker gets up to his feet. Oh, nice candidate for Tucker though. Maybe Dijakovic took too long. Big Tucker's in. Nice back body drop there. Here we go now. Is Tucker going to look for the tag into Otis? He most certainly will. Tag is made. Otis is legal here. Let's see what Heavy Machinery will do now. 3-point stance. Double shoulder charge. Otis fired up. So too is Tucker. Oh! Double diving headbutts down onto Dijakovic. Otis is legal here. And a backbreaker comes down onto Dominik Dijakovic right there. Nice right hand from Otis. Nothing flashy about it. Just raw power in that man, whose living diet consists of steaks and weights. Dijakovic though back up to his feet. Tags in for Lorcan. Double. Oh, arm drags. Double kip-ups as well. Impressive athleticism from both, especially from Dijakovic. Big uppercut there. Otis stays on his feet. Running uppercut. Otis stumbles but stays upright and moves out of the way of an attempted third uppercut there from One Lorcan. You want to look at strength. It's not just enough to talk about Dijakovic. You got to talk about Otis as well. Look at that. Fantastic power there, but Lorcan can take a beating amongst the very best of them. and dish out punishment in his own right. Lorcan trying to come back there. In the corner we go. However, for One, tag is made. Tucker's legal. Strong showing from Otis now leads to Tucker being the legal man. And a nice double team hip toss there from Heavy Machinery. Can't get the clothesline though. Lorcan moved out of the way, and that's all he needed for the opening. Tag is made. Dijakovic legal again. And there's a double back body drop. Big power in that ring right now. Of course, it's Dijakovic, and you can hear those knife edge chops lighting up the chest of Tucker there. Look out now, Tucker. Thrown to the outside. Nasty landing on the outside there as well for him. Dijakovic ahead of steam as he brings 2 feet diving into the chest of Tucker. See, big right hand gives up the back. Saito suplex now. It is not looking good for Tucker. Oh, in this one at all. Discus forearm. The lights would be out if I were in that ring, and I can't imagine them being on for much longer in Tucker's case either. Otis wants the tag, but he is nowhere near him. A long way away is an understatement. Dijakovic, top rope. What will we see from this man? Corkscrew moonsault! And as if that wasn't enough, ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes! 1, 2, this one is over. Victory for Boston Strong Style. Are we looking at the next #1 contenders to the ECW Tag Team titles? There are your winners. And look who is watching backstage. British Empire maybe, just maybe, fixing the problems that they had within their ranks here tonight, as Mark Andrews will stand by the side of Zack Gibson later on this evening. But right now, folks, I know the last time you heard his name spoken, it was as a member of Monday Night Raw who was released from that brand, but Shane Thorne is back here tonight on ECW. While he may not have impressed Sting on Monday Night Raw, myself and Kurt Angle were indeed impressed by what he brought to the table, and as a result of that, decided to take Shane Thorne and his contract, bring him to ECW, give him an opportunity here this evening to showcase himself, but it will not be in a big role here for Shane Thorne. If you have to ask me, for as nice as it will be for Shane Thorne to have this opportunity, and as You know, as good as it is to have a talented member of the roster like Shane Thorne is, I don't think he's getting the win here this evening. And I think we know why. Air raid siren sound. And there is the man he will face. Making his way into Gorilla. Oh, hello. Not a word was spoken, but actions can speak far louder than words sometimes, and that was one of those occasions. Because here comes the man who just went face to face with the ECW Television Champion. Here is Ishii. That was a stare down and then some. They looked bullets through one another. Their eyes, they saw a fight between one another. That was a stare down. And I wonder what is going through Ishii's head as well after last week, of course, laid out on the stage by Evil with Everything is Evil, while Hiroki Goto is choked out at ringside by Sanada. Not too certain what might be going through Ishii's head right now, but what is in front of him is Shane Thorne. And while he may be taller, Ishii, believe me, is much, much stronger. And there immediately is Ishii coming out of the gates. Fujiwara armbar already locked in. Ishii may have already been in a foul mood, but what did that meeting backstage with Rusev do for Ishii? Did it fire him up a little bit more? What was Rusev doing there as well? Was he standing there to catch the attention of Ishii as well? Oh, big headbutt. There was no reason for the television champion to be here this evening, but clearly he had one in mind, and that was catching the eye of the Stone Pitbull. Seems as if there is far more than just LIJ's eyes on Ishii right now. Rusev and Ishii. Make of that what you will, but my goodness. Imagine if those two came to blows. Well, right now, Shane Thorne, well, he may have a future on ECW. Right now, it's not got the brightest start to it. Snapmare, chop in the back, kick in the chest. And that kick is going to be like a concrete block being thrown at you at about 100 miles an hour. Because it comes from Tomohiro Ishii, and oh my goodness, Ishii, buckle bomb! Just threw him away like he was nothing. And it ain't gonna get any better. Big time power bomb. And you know what that'll lead into. Shane Thorne, your home is ECW. But there are some very rough tenants living here. Vertical drop. Brain buster. And the rest is history. Your winner this evening, Tomohiro Ishii. Evil Sanada, look what you have caused. And Rusev, look what could be coming your way. To all of those men, ask yourself, do you really want to cross the Stone Pitbull? Well, folks, after recent frustrations due to losses, Lio Rush took to Twitter earlier this week and saw that loss to Randy Orton may have lit a spark up underneath him and asked Kushida for a rematch from their match from 2 weeks ago, and the time splitter was more than okay with not only accepting the rematch, but adding a little spice on top of it. Kushida and Lio Rush. Will the Royal Rumble spot be on its way to one of these two men, should they face next week? Well, that is to come next week, folks, but right now for you on ECW, we've had a week to speculate, but tonight is the night we find out who is the newest member of the new foundation. We'll take it to the ring It's time to find out. Oh my goodness. I was not prepared for that. The newest member to Bret Hart's foundation, Chad Gable. Well, he said that a new man had been taken into his ranks, but I didn't know that he meant one of the newest members of ECW. Traded over to ECW for Apollo Crews to SmackDown, Chad Gable and Bret the Hitman Hart aligning with one another. The Hitman jacket, the pink and white, make no mistake about it, Chad Gable is the third member to the new foundation, Dar, Nice, and Gable. 3 nationalities, 3 incredibly talented wrestlers, all under the tutelage of Bret the Hitman Hart as Gable comes in with a picture-perfect dropkick. Just how we saw in the match prior, Fujiwara armbar right now. Gable just looking to prove what Bret Hart saw in him. I am honestly very surprised that Chad Gable and Bret the Hitman Hart, not only that, but Chad Gable and the new foundation are aligned with one another. Gable was a very highly touted athlete over on SmackDown, but didn't really find much success following the end of American Alpha. But now on ECW, and now with Bret the Hitman Hart leading the way, teaching him what he knows, Chad Gable could well become one of the most dangerous athletes in his weight class. Pound for pound, could become one of ECW's biggest names. This man is immensely talented, and while I may not agree with some of the morals of the new foundation, there is no denying that Bret Hart has a knack for getting the best out of his men. Look at what he's done to Noam Dar and Tony Nese, and think about what he could do to make Chad Gable into one, not only of ECW's, but the world's finest wrestlers. There is raw potential to Gable, and he is illustrating it right now by simply dominating Bo Dallas, picking apart the leg here of Bo as well. All business, all focus from Chad Gable. New look for him as well, the singlet no more. Much more refined for Chad Gable as he bends and stretches that arm of Bo Dallas. Gets into the ring, straight up on the top rope. Bo might not know where he is, but Gable knew where he was. Coming down with that crossbody there on a Bo Dallas, who's up to his feet, but got rocked by a rolling wheel kick. Chad Gable, certainly with some new moves in the arsenal. And now sweeps the leg out and turns it into an ankle lock. High angle lock here from Chad Gable. Bo Dallas nowhere near the ropes, and he will have to tap out. Gave a verbal submission to the ref and then tapped the mat to illustrate his point. Dominant victory. There is a new member to the new foundation, and folks, his name is Chad Gable. John Cena's eyes firmly focused on the Royal Rumble, not afraid to throw anyone out to get to WrestleMania, and not afraid of who he'll face at WrestleMania either. It's clear to say, though, that for John Cena, the only title he's interested in challenging for is the ECW title. Well, here we go tonight, folks. Moving on to our next contest of the evening. Saw them earlier on in the backstage area with Drew McIntyre. This is the match that Mark Andrews will stand at ringside for, as Kofi Kingston is going to go one-on-one with Liverpool's number one, Zack Gibson. Maybe a good opportunity here for Kofi and the New Day. Maybe build some momentum heading into that triple threat tournament as well. The first triple threat match to come our way next week. Certainly interested to see which three members of the three teams will be stepping up to the plate. And just to clarify as well, for any faction to take place, should they lose one week, that doesn't mean they can enter the next. Since they're going to be in this matchup, let me just utilize the example. Say if Zack Gibson is in the triple threat match next week and he loses, that doesn't mean in 2 weeks' time that Zack Sabre Jr. or Mark Andrews can go in that triple threat. It is one chance only, one shot for one team. Here comes Liverpool's number one towards the ring. Mark Andrews accompanying him there, but not walking to the ring with him. That's not really a speculative point, because Drew McIntyre didn't walk down the ring with Mark Andrews last week either. Gibson just soaking in the reaction from this crowd here. Certainly not a positive one for the Liverpool native. The Scouser here ready to go in action against Kofi Kingston here tonight. It'll be interesting to see who will pick up the win in this one. And as well, what will Mark Andrews be thinking about at ringside? Will his mind be in the game? Will he be able to focus on this contest, given that he's got to stand beside the man who assaulted his friend Tyler Bate last week for arguably no reason whatsoever? And we'll find out right now. Chance of Kofi here in the building. Bell rings are underway. Carnival tie-up here to get us going in this one, folks. Don't forget that coming up next is our monumental main event between Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano to find out who will face Tetsuya Naito for the ECW title at the Royal Rumble. But right now, chain wrestling going on between Kofi Kingston and Zack Gibson. Back-to-back hammerlocks there from both men. Gibson now as the hammerlock itched in. Oh, forearm there into the collarbone region of Kofi Kingston as he wrenches on that arm as well. This will start there for Gibson, who kicks the knee out from underneath. Kofi there in a single knee facebuster comes in the early goings of this matchup there. Gibson starting off hot, early cover, kick out at one. And Xavier Woods trying to do what he can to get the crowd behind Kofi Kingston here. But right now, it's a good start in this contest from Zack Gibson, lighting up the chest of Kofi Kingston with some chops there. Oh no, brings him in. Check out that back suplex. Folded him up there, Kofi Kingston, with a very dangerous landing almost on his neck as he gets dumped. On to the top rope, cover made here by Gibson again as he looks to put this one away. It's only good for the count of one. Kofi Kingston, though, maybe all that New Day rocks, willing him on as he's back up to his feet. Yeah. Right forearm comes in from Kofi there off the ropes. Double foot stomp coming down onto Gibson there. Oh, right hand there, but Gibson comes up the counter. On the apron, back in the ring here. Suplex incoming. Crosses the legs. Cross leg suplex there from Gibson. Locked up Kofi's legs so he couldn't break free. And then hit the suplex. Nicely done. Kofi came back though. Went for the seated. The mounted punches out into Gibson, but Gibson moved out of the way. Throws him into the turnbuckle and connects with the snake eyes onto Kofi. Looks like there's a lot of anger and frustration within Zack Gibson here this evening. Triangle armbar now. Stretching that arm out. If that arm stretches straight, Kofi Kingston will have to tap out. He'll have no choice but to submit here. Oh, but Kingston getting into a upright position and getting his way out from that armbar as well. Big uppercut comes in on Gibson. Crowd willing Kofi on once again here this evening. And look at the strength as he'll suplex Gibson back into the ring. Nice right hand, and a reverse DDT comes in as well. And Kofi just watching, waiting for the chance to strike, and there it is. Mounted punches coming in this time. Quite a few of them into the head of Gibson, and an uppercut for good measure. Hot start from Gibson, but the fire has faded. Kofi Kingston now bringing the power of positivity down onto Zack Gibson here. Mark Andrews, meanwhile, been a non-factor in this match so far. Whether or not that's a good or a bad thing, you can gauge for yourself. Gibson in. Oh, overhead suplex. Nasty landing for Kofi again as the boots come raining in there from Zack Gibson now. Look out here, hammerlock. Hammerlock, back suplex. Kofi folded up again. Gibson really hitting this at a high angle. Just bringing all the pain down onto the head and the neck region of Kofi, which might help out with the helter-skelter should he look for it later on in this match. Twisting cutter there, right in front of Andrews, foot in the ropes for Kofi. But Andrews clearly keeping his eye on this matchup. And his eye on Kofi Kingston there as he rolled to the outside. It was met with a big football kick in the gut there. And those open-handed slaps, they're not really chops, into the chest once again of Kofi Kingston. Zack Gibson doing a damn good job here of just controlling Kofi Kingston. And it seems as if so long as Gibson can keep the anger contained to his opponent in the ring, not to Tyler Bate or to Mark Andrews, the British Empire might well be a fine unit. And there's Andrews clapping along as well, clearly showing that he has got some kind of support for what he's seeing here from Zack Gibson. Clothesline connected there. Kofi he might be out of it shortly. He has been taking a beating here. Raking the eyes there. Kofi down, and the life is fading within him. Hang on, Gibson at ringside. Wait a minute. Gibson demanding that Andrews gets a cheer. And Mark Andrews looking at him, but he ain't making any attempts to move, folding his arms at Zack Gibson. Gibson demanding Mark Andrews to get a cheer. I couldn't tell you the reason why, but Gibson... Oh, Andrews just pushed him away. Andrews is leaving. Mark Andrews is walking out on Zack Gibson. Walking up the ramp, leaving Gibson. Trouble in paradise from Kofi. And Mark Andrews doesn't even look around. He walks up the ramp to the backstage as Kofi Kingston defeats Zack Gibson. You want a talking point from this match? There it is. Andrews walking out on Gibson, and the trouble in paradise meant it was game over for Gibson as well. Andrews leaving Gibson high and dry, wouldn't listen to his commands. And for Drew McIntyre, this has got to be a worst case scenario. Problems still abound in the British Empire. And Drew McIntyre is letting Andrews go nowhere. After his horrendous attack on Mustafa Ali and Rey Mysterio last week, Buddy Murphy took to Twitter just earlier on during the show to say he's got the answers and he will make sure that everyone will hear them next week on ECW, especially Rey Mysterio. Well, folks, let me be the first to say there is so much to look forward to next week on ECW. A Royal Rumble qualifier between the man of the hour, Lio Rush, and the time splitter Kushida will be taking place in a rematch between those two men. Be very interesting to see who will get the win in that one. But if you had to ask me, the biggest match for next week, it's not the triple threat either. It's these two men going one-on-one. The British Empire could implode in front of us next week when Zack Gibson goes one-on-one with Mark Andrews. What will happen in that match? That has got eyes all over it, but this has every eye on it. Coming up right now, folks, our main event of the evening, a pay-per-view caliber main event match here on ECW. Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, who will be the number one contender to the ECW title. Folks, it's time. And listen to Birmingham roar for Johnny Wrestling. What a reaction for Johnny Gargano as he makes his way towards the ring for this one. Last week, Gargano and Cole spoke in the ring. This means everything to them. The ECW title being the one to dethrone Tetsuya Naito, to deal that final blow, that knife in the chest to Los Ingobernables De Japon, to take them from the throne that they have right now on ECW. Gargano came as close as anyone has to taking that title away from Naito and Anarchy Rules, but it wasn't enough. Gargano said he is the reason Naito is champion, but Cole said it started with him, and it has to end with him. And a big reaction for Adam Cole as well. Birmingham can't split a favorite in this one. Both men loved and adored by the ECW faithful, but only one can be the number one contender. Who will it be? Cole making his way out to a thunderous reception. So too did Johnny Gargano. Two men who are the life, soul, and blood of ECW collide here tonight. But do not worry for the loser's sake, because there is still an opportunity in front of them. While the winner will be the number one contender, the loser will not lose it all here tonight. Whoever is defeated out of Adam Cole or Johnny Gargano will represent ECW in the Royal Rumble match. But of course, it's not about the Royal Rumble match. It's about the ECW title for these two men. And only one of them is gonna get that chance. Electric atmosphere in this arena for our main event here tonight. Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, who will be the number one contender. The bell rings and we're underway. And Cole running to the middle of the ring right away to stare down with Gargano. And the collar and elbow tie-up will begin. Gargano pushing Cole back to the turnbuckle he just came out of. And the referee asking for a clean break, and he'll get it between those two men. Applause from the crowd in attendance as the feeling out process can begin between these two men. Now it's Cole. He'll back Gargano up to the ropes here. And another clean break between the pair of them. Into the ring now, Cole level tie-up. It's Cole who's got the go behind as the chain wrestling now can begin between these two men. Cole, the taller of the two, maybe around equal weight as one another. There's so much talent in this ring that really the Nothing separates them on paper. Chinlock here by Adam Cole now. Just trying to wear Gargano down a little bit here. Maybe plan out his course of action in this one. Gargano, though, able to grab the arm here of Adam Cole, who'll break it. Neither man able to gain an advantage on the other. And a look in the eyes of one another as if to say, this is going to be a long one here. And maybe a call for a forearm fest, as they will start throwing forearms at one another. Gargano and Cole trading back and forth. The forearm there. You can see, though, Gargano, he uses his hand. Oh, never mind. I was about to bring up that Gargano uses his arm, but Cole used it, and he seemed to rock Gargano quite a bit there on that one. Look at these two now. Gargano fires in the left, Cole with the right. And oh, Gargano now taking it to the striking combination. Punches, forearms, drop down, step up enziguri. Early bit of fire in Johnny Gargano as Cole now recovers in the turnbuckle. Here goes Gargano with a running uppercut. Takes Adam Cole down, and Gargano with a fist slam of the match. Michinoku driver, cover is made, but it's only a count of one, no surprise there. Definitely a chance for Gargano to kind of gauge Cole, see what works and what doesn't. It's a good start here from Johnny Gargano as he looks to become a two-time ECW champion. This is only half of the job at hand as he comes in with a big splash, big frog splash on Cole, trying to finish it already. He's got the 2 count. But he wasn't able to get any more. Strong stuff from Gargano here, though. Has to be said, they had each other's number in the chain wrestling. Oh, but Cole had his number there, caught the leg. Brings the elbow down onto the kneecap there, and Adam Cole now can finally look to come back. Gargano goes down to one knee, running, big boot there. Cover will be made, and no surprise, it's only a 1 count. But Adam Cole thinking tactically here, chinlock applied onto Johnny Gargano. Means that Gargano can't capitalize. Takes the speed and the fire that Gargano has within him, and for Cole's sake, it means a little bit of rest, recovery, keep Gargano in place, and plan out his next course of action. But Gargano will break free with a jawbreaker there. Has him up against the ropes, now only to be sent over the top rope. Gargano teetering, but he hangs on. Forearm shot comes in from Gargano now, who will go to the top rope here. Johnny Gargano in position, took too long. Cole made him pay. Cole couldn't capitalize though. Gargano now. Oh, Cole caught him out of the air. What a sequence from both men. It saw Adam Cole get the advantage at the end of it. Super kick from Cole now. Got a massive extension on it. Covers made. It's 2, but not a very emphatic 2 either. And for a running kick in the back there, Gargano able to move out of the way. Oh! What a German suplex from Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. And now in the corner, the punches will rain down. The left hand of Gargano raining down onto the head of Cole. Looking for that 10th one. Cole pushes him out of the corner though. And he'll come in here, float over, DDT, down goes Gargano. Back and forth, that pendulum is shifting in this one. Back and forth they go. Back drop from Cole in that one. Neck crank as well. To the top rope now, goes Adam Cole in this one. Lining it up, elbow drop on Gargano. But he won't look for the pin. He might look for the submission. Adam Cole, figure four. Almost at the middle of the ring. Gargano would need to crawl a long way to make it to the ropes. Or he can turn it around on Adam Cole. Break the lock. And it's Cole now who has to let go of the figure 4 there. Both men up to their feet. Misses with the flying forearm. And another float over DDT from Cole will connect. These two men just seem to have each other's numbers. Neither man right now able to get an advantage over the other. Look out here. Oh, locking the arms behind him, working over the head briefly. Gargano on the apron, slingshot spear, takes down Adam Cole. Big move from Gargano. Cover, 2.5. Gargano staying on Adam Cole there despite the kick out, making sure that Cole can't get himself back in this contest here. Double foot stomp from Johnny Gargano there, off the ropes. PK from Gargano now. And off the ropes again, this time, springboard moonsault from the former ECW champion. Middle of the ring, is it enough to send Gargano to the Royal Rumble? No! Adam Cole kicks out at 2 there, but it's been a lot of Adam Cole kickouts. Not a lot of Johnny Gargano kickouts, and there might not be another Adam Cole kickout. Goat Slayer! 1, 2. Adam Cole kicks out at 2. Maybe a desperation move from Johnny Gargano. Desperation Goat Slayer couldn't capitalize, and Adam Cole comes right back with a big boot. Able to take the beating and come back with a heavy blow. Adam Cole taking the punishment and now dishing some out. That Goat Slayer may have been risky for Gargano, and it hasn't paid off either. May have hoped for it, like I said, out of desperation, as Gargano almost had to tap out to that cross arm bar there. Cole came close to stretching that arm straight. Cole now fighting back here. And now that Cole's been able to kick out a 1 Goat Slayer, that may give Gargano concern for how effective it can be against Adam Cole in this one. Will he need the Gargano escape to put him away? In the corner, you never know. Adam Cole could always look for the Panama Sunrise out of the turnbuckle. We've seen him hit it a number of times. Big flying forearm comes in on Gargano. And again, Adam Cole goes to the top rope here. And a big elbow drop comes down. And the Johnny wrestling there. Well, so far, these men have given it their all. But it doesn't feel like we're any closer to either one of these men leaving as the number 1 contender. Still plenty more to go, if you had to ask me. And trust me, I am not complaining if that's the case. Cole went for the back elbow, couldn't get enough extension on it. Misses with the big boot. Gargano moves out of the way. Crucifix now from Gargano. This could be enough. This 2, and goal. Cole getting the shoulder up just in time. The referee's hand close to the mat for the count of 3 there. Now it's Gargano's turn. Irish whip, step up into Guri. Adam Cole goes down and rolls out of the ring. First time either one of these men leave the ring, but Gargano lining up Adam Cole here. Suicide dive! Takes him down outside of the ring. Johnny Gargano got every bit of that suicide dive. Sending Cole into the barricade and then into the steel steps. Making full use of the outside there is Johnny Gargano. You can see some of the anger and the fire in these men. Just imagine what that'll be like if they're in the ring with Tetsuya Naito, the man who has taken it all away from ECW. And here, instead of a figure 4, is a reverse figure 4 from Johnny Gargano. Cole can't turn this one around. He'll have to break his way out of it or make it to the ropes. He's near them. But Adam Cole didn't need the ropes. Got up to his feet. Right hand came in. Cole now off the ropes. Back elbow. That time he got it. Straight in the jaw. And Gargano now. Heel roll to the outside. Did Gargano not learn his own lesson? Because from up high, Adam Cole! Cross body to the outside. And Cole will line him up Kick in the leg. Last shot from Cole. Last shot. Adam Cole hooks the leg. 1, 2. Gargano kicks out at 2. And Adam Cole can't believe it. He can't believe it, but he stays on Gargano right away. The shock in Cole's face told the story. Absolutely stunned. He thought the crossbody into the last shot would be enough, but it simply wasn't. He is going to need a Panama Sunrise to put away Gargano here tonight. From the apron, elbow drop comes down on the top of Gargano's head. Into the barricade now goes Gargano, and look at how much has been taken out of Adam Cole in this match. Couldn't even run after him, had to walk over to Gargano. You can see the sweat beaming off of these two men. But they still haven't found the key to finishing either man off. Gargano comes back with a forearm on the outside, and he'll send Cole back into the ring, and Gargano will go back to the top rope here in this one. Showing no fear as he stands on the top rope, calling Cole to his feet here. Gargano in. Hurricanrana takes Cole down. What have you got to do? Is it now that point in the match where these men are looking deep within one another and asking, what do I have to do to beat my opponent? We haven't seen a Panama Sunrise. We haven't seen the Gargano escape submission. Could that be it? Is it the first man to hit that move will be the number one contender, and the loser will have to work through the Royal Rumble match to be able to get another opportunity at the title? Gargano sends Cole into the turnbuckle. Big uppercut comes in there. Just look at the sweat on the back of Gargano there. Just tells you how much these men have had to give to beat the other in this matchup. And again, Gargano sends into the... No! Went to bring it back, but Cole had it scouted. Great thinking from Adam Cole. Off the ropes. Oh, catches him, hooks him up. Reverse suplex. Leg is hooked. Shoulders are pinned down. This could do it. Not if Johnny Gargano has anything to say about it. Kick out at 2 there from Gargano, but how many more kickouts do either man have in them? How many more times can they raise their shoulder or fight out of a submission? For both men's sake. How much do they have in the tank? Look out here. Cole putting Gargano on the top rope, misses with the knee. Gargano from up high. Oh, what a neck breaker. Takes him down, and Gargano will take flight again here. Gargano in. Super kick. It might be awesome, but this could be Adam Cole's moment. 1, 2, 3. Gargano kicks out at 2. And the reaction was strong across the face of Adam Cole. Stunned. Couldn't believe it. Didn't want to believe it. But he has to believe it. Johnny Gargano kicked out at 2 of that mid-air super kick. And now for Cole, the writing is on the wall. It has to be the Panama Sunrise. It's the only move he's got left in his arsenal to finish off Gargano. But Gargano's coming back. Long dart. And will that be it for Adam Cole? 1, 2, no! How much more? How much more will it take to finish each other off? Gargano calling Cole to his feet. No one home on the forearm. Reverse DDT from behind from Adam Cole. Folks, this has been one of the greatest main events in ECW history. Two men that ECW can be proud of putting on a main event unlike any I've seen on this brand. But there can only be one winner, and Adam Cole is looking to set it up so that it will be him. Finally has Gargano where he wants him. Finally able to capitalize when he puts Gargano on the top rope. Adam Cole superplex to Gargano. And the writing is on the wall. Panama Sunrise incoming. Looking for the running Panama Sunrise. Here it comes. No! Gargano caught the arm. Goat Slayer. Goat Slayer from Gargano. And now Gargano escape. Middle of the ring. Nowhere for Cole to turn to. It is locked in. Adam Cole has to tap out. Johnny Gargano has done it. Simply wow. Fantastic. They gave everything. Cole had it lined up, but Gargano had the answer. Goat Slayer. Gargano escape. You're not. No! No! Naito! Hiromu! LIJ are in the building. And they are jumping the #1 contender. Destino. And yet again, LIJ stand tall at the end of an ECW. Wait a minute! Seth Rollins! Rollins running down the ring! Naito jumping out of it! Rollins coming to the aid of Gargano! To the aid of ECW! Architect annihilation of Takahashi! I didn't even know Rollins was in the building! Naito escaped! Rollins coming to the aid of the man who took the title from him! And now, curb stomp to Takahashi! LIJ has a new opposition in the war, and that is the man who made ECW what it is. Takahashi sent to the outside, Naito steering on from the ramp. And the handshake that will send Ruptures, Gargano and Rollins, side by side. The dream team assembled to fight LIJ. The war has gone up another notch on ECW.